Imagine you're Zendaya or Chani in the world of Dune. You've spent your whole life on Arrakis, battling against the harsh desert winds, learning to fight, becoming one with the spice. Then, in front of you stands the man you loved, the one you've shared so much with, Paul Atreides. But now, he's asking to marry another woman.
I'll take the hand of your daughter. She will remain safe, and we will rule together over the Empire.
Not out of love, and not because he wants to, but because his destiny demands it.
A warrior religion that waves the Atreides banner in my father's name. Fanatical legions worshipping at the shrine of my father's skull. A war in my name!
You fought by his side, trusted him, loved him, and now he expects you to simply accept it. How would you feel? Would you accept this, knowing it's not about the heart? Would you stand aside and let him fulfill his role, even as your heart breaks? Let's step into Chani's shoes for a moment and see the world through her eyes. It all starts before you even meet him. You hear the whispers, the stories of Paul Atreides, the boy from Caladan, the one that would be the Kwisatz Haderach. The one who could see the future and whose bloodline carries the weight of a legacy that could reshape the universe. But you knew him before the prophecy, before all the power. You knew him as the boy who stumbled onto Arrakis with his family, his eyes full of uncertainty and wonder. You heard of how he escapes an assassination attempt by a Harkonnen spy hidden inside the fortress walls, and how he attempts to get spice production on track despite the attack from enemies. You watch him hone his Bene Gesserit skills, and then he announces that he'd join your people to fight for your cause.
My road leads into the desert.
You see people hold him in high esteem, but then he becomes more than just a hero. He was your partner, the one who would stand by your side as you both navigated the endless desert. You shared dreams of a life beyond politics, beyond bloodshed. You shared moments of laughter and hope in a world that had none. But then, things changed. The dreams, they changed. Paul has changed. He's no longer the boy you fell in love with, the one who trusted you to show him the way. The universe had a plan for him, a plan that pulled him away from you.
A great man doesn't seek to lead. He's called to it. And he answers.
And you were supposed to be part of that plan. His visions became stronger, and he believes he has to fight a war. Holy war, he said, but you know the implications. Then he becomes a prince, a ruler in the making.
I am Paul Atreides, Duke of Arrakis!
The weight of the entire galaxy rests on his shoulders, and the pressure is reshaping him into something else. I will love you as long as I breathe, he once said, and somewhere along the way, he lost sight of you. The prophecy is heavy, like a chain pulling him away from you. You can feel it every time he speaks of the future, every time he mentions his destiny. It's like he's slipping further into his role of power, and the person he was, your Paul, is vanishing. There are moments where you catch a glimpse of him, the boy you loved, but they're fleeting, just shadows in the distance. Maybe his future was always bigger than your love, but if that's true, then what does that make you? The dreams are different now. They're not the same kind of dreams you used to share under the stars, the quiet, hopeful kind.
Stop looking at me like that.
No, these are visions of war, of chaos, of blood. And in those dreams, you don't always see yourself.
Dreams make good stories, but everything important happens when we're awake.
The power to see the future, they say. The power to control it. But what does it really mean to have that power, Chani? He sees the battles, the bloodshed, the rise of the Empire, and the terrible cost of his actions. He knows that every choice he makes will shape the destinies of countless lives, that his fate is intertwined with the future of the universe. Then he announces that he has to get married to someone else, Irulan, for everything to work out perfectly. Does he see the pain in your eyes when he speaks of another woman? You were meant to be the one who stood beside him in the shadows, the one who shared his soul, his love. Watching the man you love stand before you and make decisions that tear your heart apart. You've spent your whole life learning how to survive in this harsh world. The desert, the sandstorms, the Fremen's way. They've all taught you one thing. Survival is a constant battle. But now you're faced with the most difficult survival of all. Surviving without him or with him, knowing the cost will be your heart. This is the call to arms, Paul says, and you know the weight behind those words. You know that the fight is not just for control of Arrakis, but for the very future of everything. You understand the stakes, but what about the call to love? What about the promise he made to you in those quiet moments beneath the stars? You watch him as he becomes more than just a man. The sandstorms, the battles, the political games, they all seem so trivial in the face of it. But you understand. You've always understood the way of Arrakis. Power is a fleeting thing. But love? Love is just another tool in the game. And you've always known that in this world, love is a luxury that no one can afford. So, Chani, where do you go from here? Where do you stand when the man you love is no longer yours to hold? Do you stay and fight for him, even when the cost is everything you've ever wanted? Do you walk away, knowing that no matter how hard you try, you will never be more than just another part of his grand destiny? So, you stand in the midst of the dunes. The sand stretches endlessly before you, an unforgivable sea of gold. Your people surround you, the Fremen, your family. Their eyes are on you, watching, but you don't flinch. You stand tall, grounded, rooted. This is your home. In this land, survival is everything. You've known hardship since the moment you drew your first breath. The dunes do not care if you're tired nor mourning, but they've shaped you, and now in this moment, they remind you of your purpose. This desert is your life, and you will fight for it with everything you are. So you decide that you're not just a warrior. You're not just a woman who loves Paul. You're a part of something bigger than love. You are a part of the Fremen. You are their protector, their heart. Paul doesn't fully understand that yet. He's still learning, still struggling with what it means to be a leader, to be a ruler, to bear the weight of the universe on his shoulders. But you've always known what's at stake. You've always known that the fight isn't just for survival, it's for the future. And not just your future, not just Paul's, the future of your people, your land, your home. The Fremen have been oppressed for so long. Their blood has soaked the sands, and now there's a chance, a real chance to claim what's theirs. You've carried that dream with you, even when it seemed impossible. The dream of freedom, the dream of justice, and you will do whatever it takes to make that a reality. The Fremen's fate is tied to this fight. The spice, the heart of Arrakis, must flow. But so must your resolve. Without it, there is no hope. The desert does not bend to weakness, Chani. It does not spare those who falter. It devours them, just as it will devour the Empire if it stands in your way. Paul's dream, his vision, may be bigger than love. His destiny may stretch further than your love for him. But your dream? It's not just for you. It's for all of Arrakis. It's for your people, for the survival of the Fremen. That is the dream that keeps you going. That is the dream that will not break. So you stand, eyes to the horizon, knowing that what lies ahead is both a fight and a sacrifice. You know that no matter where he goes, no matter what destiny calls him to, you are the desert. And the desert is unyielding. The dream is bigger than love. It is bigger than anything you or Paul could ever hope to grasp. The future of Arrakis depends on it, and you will make sure that the future is yours to shape. The desert is vast, but your heart is vaster. And whether you choose to stay and fight or to walk away, the winds of Arrakis will always remember you. So let's pause. Think about it. What would you do if you were Chani? Could you stand by while the man you love marries someone else, not out of passion, but out of obligation? Could you watch him transform into someone else? Someone who is shaped by the crushing weight of destiny rather than the love you once shared under the desert's stars. Imagine feeling his heart slip away from you as his path takes him farther from you into a world where duty, politics, and power are his only guiding lights. In the end, Chani fights for her people, but never bows to Paul.
This prophecy is how they enslave us!
He has made his choice, and so do you, Chani. Chani's story is one of sacrifice, of survival, and of love that may never be enough. She is a woman who has been molded by the harsh sands of Arrakis, someone who has learned to fight, to endure, to give everything for a cause. But no matter how fierce or strong she is, she must face the brutal truth. Love alone may not be enough to hold on to someone whose fate has already been written. It's a love that demands more than just devotion. It demands sacrifice, even if it means losing a part of yourself in the process. Will she stand by his side, even as the universe itself pulls him away from her, even as he sacrifices their love for the sake of a galaxy that demands his power? Or will she fight for a future where love, not duty, defines her life? The weight of that choice, one shaped by the harsh realities of the desert and the unyielding call of fate, is hers alone to bear. And that is the heart of her journey, to decide if love in its purest form can ever truly withstand the cost of power. How do you see Chani? Was she the true force behind the throne? What would you do if you were in her place? Let us know in the comment section down below.